Hello everyone and welcome to today's Stocks and Crypto TA Charts with me, No FOMO Charts. Today is Sunday, August 7th, 2022. It's about 10:35 p.m. my time, Sunday night. And I'm going to do a shorter stream today, try out a different format. We'll do some stocks and cryptos and then do a little bit of Forex and commodities as well and then sign off. So let's go ahead and start. Welcome everyone. Thank you for watching the live stream and for joining. And I'm live streaming on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch right now. We also have a Discord, so if you want to follow or donate there, always appreciate it. Let's go ahead and get started. First off, we'll do S&P 500 mini futures. So we're on the day chart right now. One thing to note is we're closer to a resistance zone. Let me erase some of this. We're closer to a resistance zone right now. So the price essentially is stuck between a 2% range on the S&P 500, one notable trend line on the bottom side, the support line, right? It almost looks like it's folding over. It's hitting resistance. What resistance is it hitting? It's hitting the 200 EMA on the daily. Also, there's a horizontal resistance from a couple months ago at 41.71. So we just tapped that a couple days ago and it's pulling back in the futures right now. So on the weekly chart, that means we hit this 50 EMA here. I'm curious to see this week if we're going to get a evening star triple candle bearish pattern and come back down to say this one of the shorter EMAs or the 100 EMA on the weekly 4039. So on the 4-hour chart, we did start to lose some momentum. We do have a MACD down cross as well. But still, one thing to note is why did we keep going up is because we're in the up cross on the EMA. It's just a matter of getting that bearish momentum to the downside. That 1 hour as well for swing traders out there is still in an up cross in terms of the uptrend. But the problem is we did get a little bit of this head and shoulders price action on last week, right? So if this is our neckline, that's why we had that 1-day dump in the futures at least. That target was hit, we bounced up to that, but now we're going to see, can we bounce up higher or are we going to fold over again tomorrow as well? So just watch out for that. Okay, let's jump to Bitcoin. Bitcoin, some volatility this week. All right, so as you can see, Bitcoin is still in the daily downtrend in the long term. I'm talking about this whole year in 2022, still in the long-term downtrend. Now, we did bounce up, very similar to S&P 500 on that futures chart, but crypto's faster. So we already had the pullback and we're holding above these EMAs, trying to survive. Crypto is. So if I use the candle wicks as the support, and the candle wicks as the resistance for this chart, something like that, something like this. Right, you can see we're just kind of in this middle zone. It's not really oversold. It's not really overbought. It's kind of in the middle neutral zone. We are bouncing off of this EMA, the 1226. But at the same time, though, is now what remains to be seen is, can we retest this resistance? Are we going to break out? Can we break out? Can bulls break out above 24, 25, 26,000? Or are we going to set this lower high and immediately fold over and retest the bottom side support 22, 21, and 20? Okay, the weekly, however, if we look at this weekly chart, you know, there's still plenty of momentum that hasn't really exploded to the upside yet. So we might have to wait for that. If somebody's an investor, wait to see if that's going to happen or not. Zooming in, if somebody's a swing trader, it's still golden cross here. Now, is this going to turn to an upside down head and shoulders? If it is on a 4-hour, that would be very good. That could be 4% to the upside, take us to 24,358. Mark that as the X for next time's target. But if we fold over and fall below 22,453, that'll take us to the second to bottom target, 21,400. Mark it for next time. So the only thing we need to really pay attention, care about is this uptrend going to continue? Is this our higher low right here? If it is, that's fine. It's fine. We need to break to higher highs on Bitcoin. That's what Bitcoin needs to do. If we cannot break above 25,000 in a timely manner, it's going to lose momentum and the bears are going to say, wait, this is our chance. And then they're going to try to short it down to the downside. So just watch out for that on Bitcoin. Is it really oversold value right now on some of the swing trading? No, it's not. That's why at the time of making this stream, it's not really a relative low at this point. It's actually just kind of consolidating over this weekend. I think it has to do with travel and with COVID as well, because people, I know many more people have been saying that they're sick this past weekend or last week, and or people are on vacation. So that's what it feels like on the charts, at least. So again, we're just waiting for a move to happen, watching, observing, and not jumping in on every single flash of the watch list. All right, let's jump back to Dow Jones. We're just moving along here. Let's do YM a little faster. So this is Dow Jones Futures, back to the stock market ETF. Now, on our weekly, it is on the futures chart. Again, something to watch out for is this just another lower high? Are we going to get this evening star pattern like we did in May? So is this thing going to pull back down to 31,920? Or all the way back down to 30,000, which it's definitely possible. We could definitely double bottom retest that bottom side, the 200 EMA. Definitely possible. Because again, it's the same similar problem. We're at a resistance. Same thing with Bitcoin, same thing with Dow Jones. Are we going to break above the resistance and really confirm a true bull market run? Some might already say this is a little dead cat bounce. It depends on what time frame somebody's in. The 4 hour still intact. However, it is kind of turning into a symmetrical triangle out here. And again, we're in the Asia session. The New York session has not started yet. So, some of this TA is a little bit preemptive, if you know what I mean. It's better sometimes if someone's a day trader, it's better to do that technical analysis early in the morning before the market opens. I'm more of a swing trader investor, so that's why I could do it at like an off hour time. But if I measure this, same thing with Bitcoin as well. So there could be a 1.5% breakout or breakdown. Where's this going? To our resistance zone, 33166, or the pullback down, 32161. Mark those. But if we just analyze the price, kind of like Bitcoin, as long as we're still in an uptrend, it's good, but it kind of looks like it needs to kind of pull back one more time. It hasn't really pulled back for a big pullback for a while here, about a month now. So I want to watch out for that. High, low, high. Where's our high or low? Or is this exact trend change? Is this double top M and we're gonna start pulling back down? Because if you saw that Friday jobs report, there's too many jobs. There's too many jobs here in the USA that are open. So now people are thinking, oh, wow, maybe the Federal Reserve might start increasing 1% or 100 basis point interest rates every meeting now. It's dead. People are starting to talk about that. Right, let's go to NASDAQ and Q1. And Q1 on the daily. I'll just leave some of that old TA. We can see a little bit overextended to the upside. Okay, so if we draw our trend lines, support and resistance, you can see on this shorter term, probably like on a 4 hour, 1 hour, it's a little bit losing momentum right here. And I just know that from experience. You can see on the daily, starting to lose a little bit of this momentum. It's not quite in the overbought range. The weekly, we did have a nice fresh bounce up to stuck between the 50 and the 100 EMAs for now. Rejecting down below the 200 EMA. If we're going to go into an extreme bull market recovery, we just got to smash through the 200 EMA. That's our glass ceiling right now. So 4 hour, still pulling back. A little bit of double top bearish momentum on the MACD. Spotting that on swing trading, that might execute this week, depending on earnings. We do have this little bit of this consolidation. Symmetrical triangle happening on the price right now. Let's get that target up. That's 1%. 100 points, 100 basis points. 13,350 is our top side target. Happens to coincide with the resistance on top. 13,083 is our support on the bottom. So that's the number to hold above if it's going to happen or not. It does look like some of these day trading time frames, like the 5-minute on the NQ1, that's too high, right? If this was like a 9 a.m. New York time, this thing would pull back probably, right? So that's why Asian session, European session, that might happen. But then if you're a day trader, the chart I'm staring at right now is not the 9 o'clock a.m. New York price, right? So it's something to think about. It's just in the resistance zone. Also, there's some kind of suspicious like wicks. It's kind of weird, kind of strange, right? If you get one of these like super liquidity wicks, just be aware of that. Somebody's trying to hold this thing down. Okay, let's move on. Just a couple, just listing off. So Coinbase, let's do a couple stocks and then just move on because of earnings. So we have this week, if you're in my Discord, I released the weekly watches of the earnings volatility, and we have stocks that are supposed to be reporting, such as Novavax, Coinbase, Tron, MJ Stock, Norwegian Cruise Line, Roblox, Spirit Airlines, LegalZoom, Neo, and RIVN. So it's kind of like a travel theme. Let's do Coinbase because there was that news about BlackRock partnership. That's why it pumped up so high. But still, Coinbase has earnings on 2 days from now. So Tuesday afternoon. It's going to be a big deal, right? What's their earnings? What's their revenue? I'm surprised they didn't save that partnership news for the earnings to offset the profit potential losses. But okay, it is what it is. All right, so the first thing, if you're an investor, just watch out for the earnings that's happening. So I'm not going to play Coinbase before earnings, but there was a potential upside down, which actually was confirmed. Head and shoulders on this. There's two upside down head and shoulders on Coinbase. Somebody wanted to play that. Definitely playable in the market. The target was the small one, 33%. Did it go 33%? It went way more than that. It went 66, 80, 90%, which is fantastic. But at the same time, that's a weekly chart. Now we hit the 100 EMA on the daily, it's pulling back. Could this be the start of a reversal? It could be, but it's going to be dependent on earnings. So now that we know that is in play, this is important lesson right here. If somebody's trying to learn, is how does one identify the downtrend, go into consolidation, into a potential uptrend, something to think about on the price. If somebody cannot identify that, probably need to revisit the technical analysis books or articles, right? Because as an investor, that's probably one of the most important charting skills to have. This was definitely viable for how many months? 1, 2, 3, 4 months. 4 months of consolidation. And then we got the upside down head and shoulders pattern with the neckline breakout. That's the textbook setup on Coinbase. The problem is Bitcoin was really, really low at this spot. It was 17, 18,000. A lot of fear in the market. But again, Warren Buffett says to buy the fear when it's extreme. Also, there's a symmetrical triangle breakout. There's like 4 setups on this stock. But now that we have earnings, I'm going to tap the brakes a little bit. No need to rush it because it's not really low oversold anymore. It's kind of priced into the market. We had to pop up. We have earnings happening. And it's relatively overbought here on the RSI. So I want to watch out for that. Where's the swing trader? Can pull this. This is kind of a strange resistance line on the top. It's really, really steep. So watch out for that. Just play the EMAs. It's still in the 1 hour up cross, but definitely can pull back to 79, 69, or 60, even 52. Let's get an ATR going on. Okay, $11. Let's see, last time earnings was really bad, right? So Last time Coinbase crashed negative 50%. That's why I do not recommend trying to play earnings, right? Unless somebody's willing to lose that negative 50 to 80%. That was that's 5 times more normal volatility. It's only supposed to go about 10, 11%, but it is what it is. So just watch out for that. If we have plus 10% to 20%, the target is 101 to like 112. Also, we could probably reverse Fibonacci this to get some more accurate numbers. There we go. So we hit the 786 level almost. Now we're just above the 0.88. Just watch out for that, because this could be a fake out on earnings, just because I know, like we know crypto is, the businesses are kind of suffering right now. All right, let's go to Roblox, because that's kind of popular with a lot of meme stock traders. It's a popular game still. People still play that game. So August 9th p.m. again, it's going to be kind of quite a little bit of volatile on that day. It's not going to move the whole entire market, but these particular stocks will move depending on the report. So again, same thing with, before I throw this Fibonacci on the screen. How do we know? How do we know? How do we know this thing's going down to sideways to up? What was, right? But this is the falling knife type of action. Never want to buy that on the way down, right? Because it's just going down. Somebody could say, oh, I'm going to dollar cost average that, but it's like, if you dollar cost average too high, you still break even, right? So sometimes technical analysis can help with the timing of the stock. Let's say somebody wants to invest in Roblox, but we're crashing on this thing. When are we going to buy? When it stops falling. When it stops falling, April, May, June. Right here, you have a double bottom setup. This thing is measurable, technical analysis, 40% to the upside. It hit the target exactly 41%. So that first target is done, and now it's the earnings. People are probably going to stop. You just wait for the earnings, wait for that report. Next day after that, 2 days after that, 3 days after that, people are going to jump in and do their thing. But for now, there's another setup. There's trend line that was broken. There's double bottom. There's a higher low setup on the weekly. Bunch of setups, double bottom setup. A lot of things going on in this stock before, a couple months ago. But remember, we were in maximum fear. There's a lot of fear here. When I was doing my streams, nobody showed up. Not very few people showed up during this time, right? So that's the key, is when there's a lot of fear or people don't care about the market anymore. You might want to actually look at stocks and crypto to see what is there to buy. Why are people not in this anymore? But for now, we hit this 200 EMA. This is psychological, right? So hit that support, that resistance. Zoom in a little bit. Still in the 4-hour upcross, but it's in that overbought range on the 4-hour. The 1 hour, it's just about 60. Still in an upcross. So it's kind of in this channel right now. If it pulls down below earnings, then $43 down here is the target of the channel. It's measurable move from top to bottom, about 30%. So that's not impossible for Roblox. Just watch out for that. We'll do two more. Let's do NEO. So NEO and RIVN. So these are two automotive EV stocks that people might be watching. NEO had a deep pullback. NEO was one of the hottest stocks in 2020, easy investment back then, but they had some problems, right? NEO's a good chart to study. If someone wants to learn, study NEO, for example, on a daily chart. Understand it went from a downtrend to an uptrend to a downtrend to a deep downtrend. Or you could say downtrend to consolidation to uptrend to consolidation to downtrend. Wyckoff theory is basically distribution to accumulation to markup to distribution to mark down, right? So that's why if you study the charts enough and you're patient enough and you don't give into fear and emotion, it's definitely doable if somebody knows what they're doing as an investor using technical analysis. All right. But it takes skill, it takes time, it takes skill and knowledge, because how is somebody going to practice this in real time? This whole chart took 3 years to create itself, right? But it's definitely, you can definitely study it and learn from it. So what's going on right now is, well, there could be a potential upside down head and shoulders happening on NEO. This right shoulder would have to come down a lot more on the weekly. You can kind of see it on the weekly. sort of there. It could be a good sign that some of this price drop action is stopping. If this is true, that a 55% approximate from the breakout could happen, which would take us back down to 34, take us back up to $34, which is a previous resistance zone. This is definitely possible. You could see it kind of setting up that if you have a higher low here, this thing could definitely blast off. But if it has bad earnings, that setup is canceled. That's why you kind of feel, you can see it on the chart. It didn't pull back all the way down. It didn't go all the way up. Yeah, people are waiting for the earnings. So it's interesting that it's maybe this list was wrong. On my list it said it was this week, but this on TradingView it says it's September 27th. So maybe the date has changed. All right. Either way, let's go to RIVN. So RIVN is supposed to be on Thursday p.m. August 11th. It's okay. That stuff happens in the stock market. Sometimes they change the date, and not everything is updated. Just roll with the punches, roll with the changes, right? RIVN, similar thing. RIVN is a good stock to study because people are so hyped up about the IPO that I still remember this day. People are like, "Oh, we're gonna buy RIVN. Are we gonna buy RIVN?" But then the problem is what is the trend? It was downtrending. I didn't touch RIVN at all as a bull this whole year or last year because I'm like, this thing is downtrending. Why would I buy that? Right? Until I got interested until we had the breakout. Right? So RIVN's earnings has been pretty not good, pretty bad. So let's just see what happens, right? We did have this breakout, but if this thing fails, you could see the immediate target to the downside, right? This could be a dead cat bounce on weekly and then boom, back down to retest of 25 or 20, somewhere around there, right? This is another good chart to study. Is how did somebody, if someone's trying to swing trade, this was definitely doable down here. Two chances to get in on this and then, you know, take some profit or hold it or whatever you're going to do with that. But that was 100% move. Phenomenal. Right? So that's why sometimes stocks works for trading, for TA, if somebody like really has patience. Day traders would not have caught that. Right? That's why I don't day trade anymore that much. So just watch out for that. Let's see what the ATR is before I move on. Get some targets up. ATR, what do we got? We got about 161. Sometimes good to use the data window so you don't estimate it. It's actually 190. Love TradingView. So 190, let's see what that is. Okay, just about 5%. So 5 to 10% probably the estimated move. But if you see here in terms of investment, somebody's just opening the stream right now and saying, should they invest in RIVN right now? It depends. Trying to swing trade, it's relatively high price. If you're trying to invest for 20 years, maybe it's a different story. For 10 years, different story. But if we're talking about just this last move, it was relatively low here back in May, and it's relatively high right now in August. Watch out for it. Plus 5% is weird. 37.30, 30.78. So it's just stuck between those two levels. Let's watch out for that. Okay, we already did Bitcoin. Let's go to total. We go to total market cap. Okay, so total market cap, go to crypto and do some commodities forex, and then we'll end. I'm trying not to go too long today. All right, so total market cap is cryptocurrency market right now. Very similar to S&P 500, right? We just looked at that chart. It went from sideways consolidation to a move to the upside. Did we finish the move? Is that 15, 16%? Okay, we hit the first move. Now it's 1226. Our short-term EMAs are uptrending. Now, if it's going to be a real bull move, it needs to never go back down below 843 or 934 billion. That means Bitcoin shouldn't really drop that much. But the problem is somebody could make an argument that this is our lower high, lower low, lower high, somewhere in this range, right? It would be nice if we lower high all the way up to 1.5 trillion. That would mean Bitcoin goes to like 30,000, 40,000. But it is possible we could roll over and stop now, pull back one more time, and then get a double bottom and then go up. That could happen. That could happen on crypto. So it's the momentum is there, but you can see the RSI could fall back down one more time before we go up. It really depends. Really depends. 4 hour, let's see what we got. 4 hour, we're still in the uptrend right here, but a little bit, just like it's a little bit of symmetrical triangle on the momentum down here. The 1 hour is still uptrending. That's fine. This is normal crypto. And see if that support holds. What support am I talking about? The circle right here. This support, the 1 trillion level on total market cap definitely needs to hold. Definitely needs to hold. Is it a lower low on our oversold RSI? No, it's not. That's why I wouldn't really buy anything right now as a swing trader until you get a real clear setup, right? If you're a long, you want this type of action down here, right? Everybody wants that. Trying to time it perfectly is not the point. It's just you want to get relatively in these low zones. Excuse me one second. So we just want to, that's the goal, right? But if you compare all of these on, let's say the RSI, where is it right now on hourly? It's way up here. So that's why it could get one bounce more, but if the entire stock market starts crashing down, you might get that pullback down. That's why for me as swing trader, I'm waiting. Just place some setups. Patience, patience. I already did Bitcoin in the beginning. We just flipped through it really fast right now just to get a reference. So Bitcoin right now, again, on the shorter term time frames, the 15-minute is there's a potential upside down head and shoulders on the 15-minute for our day traders. That's our resistance at 23,000 basically. So it could go plus or minus 4%. If it goes 4%, it's going back to 24K. If it falls down 4%, that brings it back down basically 22K. And so on the short term time frame, we need to hold, find the support level, wherever it's going to be. The better support level, according to the trend line, is somewhere around 22,000. So, waiting for the move to happen. It's not quite an ascending triangle. It's not. It's more like a wedge. See that? So the deep upside target could be, the high upside target could be in the 25,000s. But again, it's the Asia session, it's late Asia, mid Asia session, the European session hasn't happened yet, stock market hasn't opened yet either. And like I said earlier, I know some people are sick or on vacation, so some of the liquidity kind of like calmed down on Bitcoin, right? Ethereum USDT. Let's do some cryptos here. Ethereum. So Ethereum on the daily, approaching 100 EMA, right? Our 200 EMA is up here, 2176. So, let's see, according to last time stream, did we hit the target? 30%. We definitely hit the target. We went 15%, 10% more than the target. Our weekly, still okay, right? Eventually, let's say a year from now, where are we going to be on Ethereum? Right, or 6 months from now. I'm hoping this bounce goes a little higher. That would be nice, but that would mean we have to come down first on our 15 5-minute. It's going to have to pull back down first. So as long as we hold above 1619, 1500, and then last resort 1300, it's got to hold above 1300. If we start folding over this week because of stock earnings, whatever happens, and we fall below 13 and it keeps dipping like that, I mean, there would be a bounce down here, but still it would be bad, right? Because that would mean our lower high on the weekly's been set and nobody wants to see that as a bull, but it's definitely possible. 4 hour. So you can see the support is down here around the 1500s. The 1700s is our resistance right now. The 4 hours and up cross, that's good, very good. Hourly still up cross, that's fine, very good. Now it's just a matter of hold the support and can we break out to higher highs? The natural ebb and flow, the natural pullback and the natural bounce up. That's what we need to see in Ethereum. Binance Coin. If you have requests, I'll do like 1 or 2 cryptos. So just go ahead and type it in before I move on to commodities like oil. So Binance Coin is the same thing, except Binance got a little bit overextended. It hit the 200 EMA. Okay, hit our 200 EMA and broke out. So this could happen on like S&P 500, right? If we have super good earnings and everything's positive, then the pullback was very small and then we could bounce higher. Same thing with Bitcoin. It's definitely possible. But if we start losing that momentum, this is getting close to the 50 EMA. What if we get an evening star pattern? You could pull back even like 50%. It's definitely possible. The 4 hours still in the uptrend. Very beautiful setup. It's not extremely overbought. It is losing a little bit of momentum. So probably this week, you might see a little bit of a pullback if the charts respond to the indicators well. So still in the hourly up cross, right? High, low, high, basically low, high, low, higher, high. Where's our higher low, right? Where's our 300 support? $300 support. If it goes below that, 276 is the target, below that, 245. But you can see the support is down here. Somebody already played that play already here at August 2nd, right? They knew the breakout play, breakout, boom. EMA retest, higher, high. That's about 20% from top to bottom. So about 10% like realistic capture for a trade, right? If somebody bought any of these lows, I mean, you're up way more than that. 50% if somebody caught the middle of that, right? It's all about the setups and what are you trying to accomplish on your time frame and profit. All right, so just watch out for that pullback if that ever happens. Cardano. We'll do Kraken. So I'll do KuCoin for more information. There we go. So you want to chart with a lot of price information, at least a couple years. This is not even enough, but it'll do. So you get a Fibonacci up, which is bouncing off that 0.88. Cardano hasn't had a huge bounce yet. So the daily is not quite oversold. The weekly is still down here, losing its, gaining and building its momentum for a bounce up, but the 4 hour and the 1 hour is not super low. So Cardano just kind of flying around here according to the bots, right? This is all algorithmic trading in terms of most of it, right? It's just kind of flip-flopping all over the place. So the algorithms are in control. This is not FOMO yet on the charts. It would be interesting to see. I would like to see this Cardano actually make a move, right? Because it's kind of flagging here. There's a decent amount of volatility, 33%. So if it breaks out, 33% is like 70 cents. Up here, the 0.786 retrace is the resistance. If it pulls back down, you can see 37 cents is our support. So there's a couple times somebody could try to attempt to get in on this thing, on this coin. And if somebody's trying to hold it for a very long time, it is on the way down on the side, right? It's different because Cardano, long time ago, 2 years ago, was in a massive weekly uptrend. Now we're in a downtrend. So I would understand if somebody's a little hesitant, doesn't want to invest in it yet. There's no rule that says you have to. But in terms of playing an oversold bounce, there's not really that many on Cardano. It's just not as hot as people think it is right now. Let's do XRP. XRP for our international trading friends. XRP. All right, this will be the last crypto. We don't have requests, so we'll just move on after this one. So XRP. Low to high. Interesting, XRP, just like Cardano, it's stuck around the 0.88. So it would be beautiful to see a nice bounce up to the 0.786 or even to the 618 if it gets really, really overextended. That would be a huge move on XRP. 30 to 90% to 50, 30, 60, 90% potential profit, but it is not really the lowest low. The price, see, the RSI has bounced up and it's pulling back. the move was very weak, which I'm concerned about, right? You kind of want to see if we're going to get upside down head and shoulders, it definitely needs to break out. Where's the immediate target? 25%. So that's taking us basically right to the 76 or 47 cents, right? I know XRP is kind of, it's not that popular in America anymore because it got kicked off exchanges. But still, I know some people in Europe and such, they like XRP. So, right, so I'm just trying to get in this. If there's another pullback, right, you can see if there's another deep pullback, sometimes the 4th, 5th, 6th one is a fake. So just anywhere in the upper 30s, if this thing is going to stay alive, right? Because you can see it's correlated with the low bounce. Where is it? It's in the middle. It's in neutral right now. So I wouldn't touch that. Because if somebody buys this right now, there's potentially negative 10% downside, right? I know it upcrossed, and that's good. There's potential negative 10% downside. So a second order down here would be more wise. Somebody could buy it here, but then you're risking that much. And if you're going to have to hold it for a long time to get that 20% to the upside, right? So it's just a matter of how much risk is somebody willing to take, and patience on the XRP trade. Let's go to commodities. We'll go to oil. Oil, if you read the news, had a big pullback, deep pullback. So remember, I'm not the only analyst on TradingView that was calling this relative top on oil and natural gas, right? If you read the front page, I'm not the only one, right? So technical analysis has its use. Thank you so much for the follow, Con, on Twitch. Appreciate that. And thank you, VFam, for the follow on Twitch as well. Appreciate that. All right, so crude oil futures it's been, this weekly bearish momentum has been building for a very long time. For about 6 months now. Ever since February, we're in the danger zone. And then we got this double top on this MACD. That's how I knew. Time to play some inverse oil ETFs, right? This thing's going to pull back. Where would it pull back to? Pull back to. You got to draw in the trend lines, the deep ones. Right to our trend line. Right to our trend line. It's not a perfect trend line, but it's there. This one got a little bit too overextended. All right, so now we're going to see what's going to happen here on oil futures. It's not quite oversold. Not quite oversold yet. Let's get a Fibonacci going up. I still remember the negative futures. That was ridiculous. But you can see at 382, the 382 on the Fibonacci support level. It could dip down a little bit lower because the shorts like to push as far as they can. And then the bulls regain momentum, short squeeze, and then it pops back up. So somewhere down here for a day trade or a little bit of swing trade possible. But oil and natural gas does not respond to technicals as well as stocks and crypto. So, it's just a general setup that's going to happen. It's going to happen. It needs to show up on the 1 hour, 4 hour. So futures did kind of bottom out a little bit relative, right? Still in the downtrend. So if somebody really wants to play this, right? You just wait for the deepest support possible, probably at the 87, 84 range before trying to make that entry. And it's not even that much volatility. I mean, it's like 5 to 10%, which it's quite a lot, but we're not talking about penny coins here. All right, let's look at natural gas futures. So natural gas futures, same thing as on my stream. I was warning people, watch out for the double top, watch out for this bearish momentum, and then we got it. And then watch out for potential double top. So now it's here. The potential double top is here. So the resistance at 964, watch out for that. Now, if this is going to be our lower high, we had a deep pullback already, and then the reversal, right? So I remember somebody asking me, like, they want to go long here. Sometimes just waiting, you're either going to have to enter many times to get, what were the options? I'm not pointing that person out, but it's very important for education, because I remember specifically, I think somebody was talking about here or here, that they want to buy natural gas and that it's going to go up. But the problem is, if it starts downtrending like this, is where's the bottom, question mark, right? Where's the bottom? This is not real setup. So what I was doing is I waited for this upside down hitting shoulders, wait for this thing to reverse, and then you see all the traders coming in, right? So this is a very good exercise, a very, very good short-term exercise about downtrend, consolidation, and uptrend. And if you're a bull, you want this side on the right. If you're a bull, this kind of doesn't really matter that much. Left side doesn't really matter that much. Right, so this is a real candle setup. Also, if you probably zoom in on the daily, you got really oversold here. MACD histogram momentum, right? You had a double bottom on RSI here. You had a double bottom on the price, right? There's a lot of things going on. So this is a very good case study in terms of someone trying to swing trade something is on a 4 hour. How would we know? Go from downtrend to sideways to uptrend and then getting in that as early as possible. This is multiple days of entry point, right? July 8th, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's like a week, right? So, swing trading does still exist in the market. But then now what's happening? I wouldn't really touch this because the trend line has been lost. And then on the daily, we already set that double top. So natural gas could still be set up for a very, very deep pullback down to the downside. Also hit the 618 too. So the setup about 382, 50%, 618, right? Definitely possible to downtrend deep into those. On the most extreme case, if this is a true double top, it could crash down negative 80%. That would be a little ridiculous though. That would be like the 0.1272 all the way down here. I mean, maybe. Negative 70%, really? Yeah, okay. Yeah. I would love to buy it there because that's back pandemic lows, but I don't think that's going to happen. So again, watch out for that natural gas. All right, let's end here. I'm trying not to go too long today. Euro USD. Why are we talking about this? Because of everything that's happening in Europe. And we look at USD JPY industry. So I'm more of a longer term analyst. Okay, so if we look at the weekly here, first off, look at the monthly. Euro USD. Euro USD has not hit low monthly RSI for 7 years. So this is kind of an important turning point. Can it go lower? Yes, it can. It can definitely go lower like the 2000 .com bubble crash. But it hasn't really gotten to under 30 for about 7-8 years. So that's the kind of range we're playing right now. Still in that death cross, down cross on the monthly. Still in that death cross, down cross on the weekly. Still in the downtrend on the daily. And it's not really oversold anymore, right? We had this bounce. Watch out for it being a fake out, right? You had the down cross. You had the bounce, attempted bounce, no, fail. Shorted down. Is this attempted bounce? So now we just play support, resistance, and support. Where's that? It's 101 to 102. And the deep support is parity at dollar down here. So it's just basically stuck between these four ranges, consolidating to the side. And consolidation, it needs to break out to make a direction. High, low, is it going to go higher, high? Or is it going to reject down to lower, low? This is an easy consolidation play if it's going to happen or not. Just got to wait for it or play the breakout or breakdown of each. The hourly, it's kind of like Bitcoin is a little weak. High, low, high, low. Can we just barely hold that to get that higher high? If it pushes back to 104, that'd be good for the euro. Okay. But on a weekly, it is, if someone's investing, it's like, well, it's pretty deep in the dumps down here. It's not the lowest ever, but that 5-6% move did definitely hit that bottom side, right? It's almost triple the target to the downside, making it 15%. So now it's just a matter of, now watch out for that consumer sentiment. I think it's on Friday. The PPI numbers as well. So again, as an investor, we just talked about this for like 40 minutes. This is downtrend, right? Investing. So the problem is until this thing kind of goes sideways a little bit, right? You want to see some signs of life that this thing is stopping. It's going to take some time, maybe a couple months, right? Just like here, you want to see something like reverse, go sideways, or make a real upside down head and shoulders pattern or W and then reverse and then long that and close the shorts. All right, let's go to USD JPY. This will be the last one for today. USD JPY, okay, I warned people about this too on several streams for about like a month ago, is watch out for the pullback. It's getting too high, a little bit overextended, just like natural gas. You can see it here, loss of momentum, bearish momentum, bearish momentum, bearish momentum. On the oscillators for a weekly, and then we got that deep pullback. So shorts really enjoying that 6% volatility. The day chart is still in the uptrend right now. Again, USD JPY almost looks like a crypto chart. Got a little too overextended. Thank you for the like on YouTube. And it's not, it was a little bit deep on the oversold on the 1 hour, 4 hour, but you can see if this uptrend is going to stop, it would stop somewhere around here to our, this could have been a higher low, but if we never go up again above 138, it could be our downtrend, right? So now it just got that little bounce after we had that deep pullback on the 15-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour. So again, on the 1 hour, it's kind of in this attempted rally, but it's still in the overbought range, right? If somebody were trying to long this way down here, this is what I'm saying, almost like the Euro USD chart, waiting for this as deep as possible and then wait for a reversal sign. Or I guess if somebody dollar cost average like 2 or 3 times, like maybe they would barely be in profit right now. But still, right? Hitting a clear support level. This is not the clear support level up here at 132. Down here was 130. It's the Fibonacci 236. That's why all the shorts closed. Longs came in and tried to rally. With the stock market, S&P 500 correlation. Now you see a little bit of that 15-minute, 1 hour double top right here. So if it's high, low, where is it going to go? Maybe 133.60, 133.50. If it breaks out for whatever reason on news or something tomorrow, this week, 137.25, looking left. Okay. But if someone's trying to long it, we were trying to get, remember, we were trying to get low as possible. Low as possible is the key. And then when it goes up, you could take your profit, sell half, sell 25%, whatever you're going to do. If you're really disciplined, if you're extremely disciplined, day trader, or swing trader, which hopefully we are getting to that level, everyone watching this. You know, this is already 2% move, and Forex is huge. It's huge amount of pips move, right? So that makes sense why people are selling here. They're double topping. All right, everybody. So thank you so much for watching today. It's a short stream today. Try to just go through a bunch of different assets, getting prepared for the week. So again, I am streaming live on TradingView, YouTube, and Twitch, or Discord as well. Follows are always appreciated on any of those platforms. Donations are also appreciated to keep the stream going and the ideas flowing. Thank you so much for watching the stream. Hope you have a good week, and I will see you next weekend. Thank you. Bye.